Taking a critical strike from Kado's Kanabo, Luffy is defeated, deflating out of his Gear 4th form and collapsing. Unhappy with being given an unfair advantage, Kado directs his rage at Guernica for intervening in the battle. Guernica accepts Kado's rage as he is struck down. Transforming into his dragon form, Kado returns to the live floor, declares victory against Luffy, and demands the Alliance's unconditional surrender. He declares his intentions to continue the new Onigashima project, moving Onigashima to the flower capital and subjecting the remaining citizens of Wano country to forced labor. The remaining Allied forces, despite being devastated by news of Luffy's alleged death, refuse to surrender, continuing the battle against the remaining Beast's pirates. Momonosuke, despite being demoralized after noticing Luffy's voice go silent, also decides not to end his struggle, continuing to move the island away from the capital. On the rooftop, Luffy's unconscious body suddenly regains a heartbeat. His body undergoes a mysterious transformation. Meanwhile, Zunisha likens Luffy's heartbeat the drums of liberation, a sign of. He then says that Joy Boy has returned.
Zunisha tells Momonosuke that he can hear the drums of liberation for the first time in 800 years. He then proceeds to say that this is a sign of Joy Boy, who was the earlier user of Luffy's fruit, and that he has returned. After knowing the news that Luffy is not dead, we see the reaction of some of the people fighting alongside Luffy. We also see Nami and Tama's reaction as they hear the news. In the rooftop, Luffy suddenly gains a heartbeat. He then transforms into a new form where he is seen, laughing continuously. He then says that he just lost the battle and then starts laughing. He then starts his warm-up for the fight. Meanwhile, at Sacred Marijoa, the Hall of Power, the Pangaea Castle, the 5 elders at the castle talk about losing one of their agents, Guernica. There they talk about Luffy's devil fruit, saying that it was a mythical Zoan fruit and its name is not Gomu Gomu no Mi, instead its real name is the Zoan type human fruit mythical type model Nika. They then say that the world government was trying to get hold of the fruit for more than 800 years, but their plan to get the fruit never succeeded. They then tell that the fruit was trying to escape their grasp. This is because Zoan fruits have a will of their own. They tell that he has the properties of rubber and fights in whatever way he fancies, bringing smiles to the faces of the people, the warrior of liberation, also known as Nika the sun god. Meanwhile, at the performance floor, we see Orochi stuck in the rumble, where he begs Hiyori to help him and remove the needle, which paralyzed him, so he can be saved. Hearing this, Hiyori says no, and says she would not forgive Orochi for what he had done to Wano and her family in the past 20 years. Soon we see Orochi's flame coming back to Orochi, which he then commands to burn Hiyori, but instead he gets burnt and killed by his own flames. Now let us get back to the battle between Kaido and Luffy. Having fully recovered, Luffy emits extremely powerful Haoshoku Haki, which reaches the Beast's pirates on the live floor below. He grabs Kaido's dragon body and drags it back above the rooftop, beating him upon the rooftop with little resistance. Kaido fires a bolo breath at Luffy, but Luffy blocks the fireball by pulling up on the ground. The fireball bounces off the wall and strikes Kaido. Then we see a montage describing Luffy's all forms such as Gear 2, Gear 3, Gear 4 Bounceman, Snakeman, and finally Gear 5 is introduced. Seeing this, Kaido tells Luffy that he is sorry for the bastard, which he referred to as Guernica, for intervening in their fight, and says that now they both start their 1 versus 1 battle. Now the fight between Kaido and Gear 5 Luffy starts and the episode ends.